All right, so Sean O'Malley has come out and publicly stated that in his mind, Conor McGregor is the GOAT. The GOAT. For those of you who have been living under a rock for the last 100 years, GOAT means the greatest of all time. And that is a very interesting statement for a number of reasons, not the least of which is what it tells us about Sean O'Malley, okay? So usually when you get into the GOAT conversation, this is like a really contentious thing if you start bringing in names outside of a few selected people that have been considered acceptable opinions. Because ultimately, the GOAT is an opinion, okay? It's an opinion. Like, I guess it's the just accepted version of the boxing historical record that Muhammad Ali is the GOAT, right? Muhammad Ali is the GOAT, okay? Well, why? You know? Like, why? You know, honestly, why? And I would say that the reason why that has been the case is because I think he emerged at a time where technology enabled him to be in the homes of everyone. You know, these other boxers before his era, they were fighting on like radios. Like they were listening to fights on the radio. And then they would look at pictures of them in the newspaper. Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, was the first guy, big, brash, heavyweight champion that they could physically, watch physically on television to where he's going, oh, no. Like they don't have to like imagine what he looks like. They can see it. So like, now does that make him the greatest boxer of all time? Maybe, but that's an opinion, you know? And so when it comes to mixed martial arts, which is a young sport, there are a lot of opinions having to do with the greatest of all time. And to be honest with you, Conor McGregor's not a bad pick, but only if you understand the criteria that someone is picking on. And it being Sean O'Malley who made that call is very telling, extremely telling. Like, this is not a throwaway video. I do some throwaway videos because, look, like, I am committed to doing content, right? By the way, I'm going to be gone in Mexico all of next week, Saturday to Saturday. I will be in Mexico. I'll do a couple live streams, but and I'll try to do I'll probably do a lot of shorts. But yeah, I'll probably be a little bit light on the long form stuff because I'll be in Cabo San Lucas at an all-inclusive resort, partying during the day, you know, just getting after it at night. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, so I also just did a podcast with Robert, the owner of Sheath, who's a stud and a friend of mine. I will post a link to that as soon as it's up. And speaking of Sheath, this is a good time for me to tell you about Sheath underwear. I've talked about it plenty of times on the channel because Sheath only sponsors the coolest channels. This is what I'll say. The underwear is awesome. You know, you get pockets for this, you get pockets for this. As soon as you get used to wearing them, you will never go back. Try one pair. Just try one pair. Try one pair. If you've never spent, $25 on a pair of underwear, like, I understand. Might see, you probably get 4 packs for that. Well, try one pair and then see how you feel about it. Okay. And if you do, go to sheathunderwear.com/Jesse and then use, oh wait, no, you don't need to use a /. What am I talking about? You just go to sheathunderwear.com and then use the promo code FIRE20 when you check out. And that will give this channel the credit for the purchase and you'll get a discount. But yeah, so give them a run. And that podcast we just did is awesome. I'll post it when it's ready. So anyway, here's the deal, right? So Sean O'Malley's saying that Conor McGregor's a GOAT means that his criteria is not how many times can you defend the title, right? Like, if you understand a person's criteria, then you can understand their opinion. So people who say Khabib is the GOAT, Khabib's the GOAT. Okay, well, what that means is you're basing your opinion on the sheer dominance of a fighter throughout his career. Because Khabib only defended the title. I mean, you could say, honestly, they didn't actually win the title till he beat Conor, right? He won with Al Iaquinta, but like, not really. Like, he beat Al Iaquinta. That's not winning the title. Okay? I'm sorry, they just threw a belt in there and he beat Al Iaquinta. That's not winning the title. He fought Conor, he won the title. Plain and simple. Conor was the reigning champion before he got it, before he went and did his boxing thing, and he won right there. So after that, Khabib didn't defend the belt very much, did he? Like, not a lot of title defenses. And so, like, whatever. Like, it's just, if you're comparing him to GSP, there is no comparison. There is absolutely no comparison whatsoever between, Khabib and GSP in the GOAT conversation if your criteria is number of times that you defended the belt. You go to number of times you defended the belt, length of time that you held the belt. Now you're at John Jones all day. You're John Jones all day. You're John Jones and GSP. And maybe you can have Jose Aldo in there if you consider the resurgence of his career afterwards, etc. Sometimes for John Jones, people are like, he's pissed hot too many times. It disqualifies him. I just don't dive into the weeds on the GOAT conversation because, again, it's just an opinion. And I'm fans of all these guys. But yeah, those are the normal criteria points, right? For someone to say Conor is the GOAT, that's something different. That means that your criteria is the fight business, not just being a fighter. And Sean O'Malley doing what he's doing demonstrates that is what he considers this activity to be. That's the thing that you have to understand is not everyone is participating in this sport for the same reason. Not everyone sees what they're doing the same way. Okay? I can promise you Islam Makhachev sees how he is participating in this sport absolutely night and day from how Sean O'Malley sees how he's participating in this sport. They're both getting in the octagon and fighting, guys. They're both trying to win titles. But why? You know what I mean? Why? And then what does that do for the rest of their life? And then how are they going to measure success? Because I can promise you that Islam Makhachev would see, dyeing his hair different colors in order to get attention as essentially ruining his legacy if he were able to build a legacy. He would see that as having, it's just a cultural thing. Having, I don't know, what's the word? Gone down to a level that he would want to go to. I don't see it that way. I guarantee Islam Makhachev does, though. It's a cultural thing. And with O'Malley, he's like, dude, I'm trying to get eyeballs, son. I'm trying to put asses in seats. I'm trying to sell the most pay-per-views. I'm trying to get the most followers. I'm trying to do the most things in business. The more eyeballs I can get on me, the more I can dominate in the world outside of fighting. The more I win in the octagon, the more eyes will be on me. The more spectacular I make the knockouts, the more eyes that are going to be on me. The more shit I talk, the more eyes are going to be on me. The tougher opponents that I take, the more eyes are going to be on me. It's all about magnetism and building his star so that he can use that star to blow up everywhere else. The bigger a star he can become, the better off for him. That is obviously how he's measuring success because he said Conor McGregor's the GOAT and Conor is the fucking GOAT. Per that criteria, there is no one even moderately in the conversation with Conor for that. There's no one in the conversation with Conor for that in boxing except Mayweather. You know what I mean? You got Mayweather and Conor in that category of and to be honest, Conor is beaten Mayweather. Connor's even beaten Mayweather in that category, and I'll tell you exactly what I mean. Mayweather is the GOAT in terms of making money from fighting. There's no one even in the stratosphere of what Floyd Mayweather has done earning money to fight. I would be shocked if we see anyone when you adjust from if we adjust for inflation and we go forward 40 years, I will be shocked if there's anyone who does what Floyd Mayweather's done. He's the GOAT for earning money, period, for fighting. Conor, if you take a fighter who has spun his fighting career, which was spectacularly successful, into external additional businesses, who you got, dude? Who is even in the conversation? He's got the whiskey brand that he sold for $200 million. He's got the McGregor. He's got a fashion line, like a nice, tailored suits, fashion line. He's got McGregor Fast. He's got he's in the fucking Roadhouse. He's got he has restaurants. He has so much shit going on, and all of those things stem from his brand that he built through fighting. And so if the criteria is that, which it seems like it is for Sean O'Malley, then we know exactly what Sean O'Malley's trying to do. We know what his vision is. We know what his future vision is. And by the way, Sean O'Malley, if you would like to have someone, involved in any of those things, I have a lot of experience in business. And at the very least, I can introduce you to some people regardless of, although fucking, what am I talking about? There's no one that I can introduce him to that Gary Vee can't. So just forget I even said that, But I am a big fan. I would love to be involved. I'm a very capable person. But, yeah. I mean, listen, dude, he's going to kill it, dude. If he beats Peter Yan, this is going to be, I mean, this will be that moment where he goes from Sean O'Malley, what's going to happen, to holy shit. Holy shit. You know? Holy shit. I'll tell you right now, what I'm going to be doing for 280 is a surprise. It'll be very visible, though. You guys will be able to watch me during 280. And I would imagine that if O'Malley ends up blitzkrieging Peter Yan, then yeah, I think that the consensus around the room that I'm in is going to be holy shit. I mean, and he might do it, dude. He absolutely might do it. I just think, like, when I look at that fight, and I should probably do a longer video about this, but when I look at that fight, what I see is Sean O'Malley is tremendous at using his length. He really is, dude. Corey Sandhagen has similar stature and doesn't come close to Sean O'Malley's ability to use his length to his advantage and control distance. And Peter Yan is not a big dude. He's very, very fast. He has lots of power, and he is a methodical striker. You know, it's going to be hard to catch him slipping, like where you kind of, you know, I mean, you're gonna have to be smart to set him up. Like, you're not just, he's going to see most things coming, but think about how far Sean O'Malley can hit him with like how far away Sean O'Malley can be to hit Peter Yan with a spinning back kick. It's like, he can be like literally like a mile away. And I mean, I don't know. I think O'Malley's ability to jab and get out of there is going to be good. I just think he's, you know, the leg is going to be, that front leg is going to be where the fight is either won or lost, I think, is Yan's ability to damage that front leg or not. Anyway, but like, yeah, it'll be very interesting. I will say this again, though. Like, I look at the fight game like O'Malley does in terms of like, but that's actually not even true necessarily. That's not true. I look at it like if it was me, right? I don't think I would be a guy who like dyed my hair necessarily. I wouldn't like, you know, because like what you do has to like kind of, for it to be effective, what you do in there needs to fit your personality, because nothing trumps authenticity. Like, you can't, if you're inauthentic in what you're doing, it won't work. And people can sniff that shit out very easily. People don't give themselves enough credit for how well they can kind of instinctually see what a person is. So it needs to match. And like everything O'Malley's doing is outlandish. It's very obvious that he's doing it intentionally to bring eyeballs to himself, but it is authentic at the same time. Like, if I was like, oh, I'm a UFC fighter now, I'm going to get 3 tattoos on my face. I'm going to do like rainbow cornrows. Like, it wouldn't work for me. Right. It wouldn't work. I would do other things. I would just do other things, but the goal would be the same. Eyeballs. Bring it all to me. Get on the microphone and just make outlandish claims. Be the fucking guy so that you can use that platform to then expand. I just talked about this on the other platform, or on the podcast, about how Conor leveraged that, where like Conor is such an incredible talent. And he was like, well, he should maybe teach classes. I was like, nope, there's no class to teach for what he did, because he couldn't have done it without the platform that the UFC provided. Like, do you have any idea how many superstars there are around the world that will never get seen, that will never have any exposure at all? Like, where their potential would be to be as big as fucking anyone has ever been, and they'll never get there because they don't have a platform. There's no way for them to reach the masses in a way where people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to start paying attention to what they're doing. You know, Conor was given that through the UFC platform, and he ran with it better than anyone ever has. Anyway, I've been talking long enough. That's what I got. Good luck, Sean O'Malley. Love you, bud. Let's go get that shit done at 280, my man. Fuck, man, if he wins, dude. If he wins, the bantamweight division gets real exciting real fast. I mean, it's already exciting. It's already probably the second best division in the UFC. And if O'Malley wins, it instantaneously becomes the best. That's what I got. Love you guys. Peace.